Hello. You're here now at the end of your day with nothing more to do. Let your body soften. Let your breathing slow. There's no need to stay alert. No more to plan or think about. This time belongs to you. Now, gently imagine yourself in another place, a place long ago where time moved more slowly, where sandals brushed against stone, and the air carried the warm, earthy scent of olive oil, bread, and blooming herbs. You are safe here. You are at peace. And in your mind's eye, we're going to take a gentle walk together through the winding, sunlit lanes of an ancient Roman market. Let the soft rhythms of history carry you, like a breeze drifting through linen curtains. We won't hurry. There is no need. Just listen and drift as we begin our stroll. The sun has just begun to rise above the tiled rooftops of ancient Rome. Its golden light stretches over the domes and columns, cascading down narrow alleys and glinting softly off the cobbled streets of the Forum. You find yourself standing at the edge of the market, wrapped in a light linen cloak, its folds whispering against your arms in the breeze. The world is just waking up. Somewhere nearby, a sleepy donkey lets out a slow huff, its hooves tapping faintly against the stone. You can hear the quiet creak of wooden wheels and the rhythmic brushing sound of a broom sweeping yesterday's dust away. Vendors murmur softly to one another as they set up their stalls, arranging baskets, hanging cloths, unloading amphorae of oil and wine with practiced hands. There's something peaceful in their routine. Everyone knows their place. Everything has its rhythm. The Forum is still cool from the night, but the warmth of the coming day can already be felt rising from the stones. You take a deep breath. The air is rich with history, with the mingled scent of basil and citrus, of distant hearth smoke and damp stone. It is the hour before the market truly wakes. And this is when it is most gentle. You begin walking slowly, sandals brushing over the uneven stones. Past a row of low stone walls, you come to the bakers. Their ovens have been glowing since before dawn, and now the air is heavy with the comforting aroma of fresh bread, wheat and barley loaves stacked in baskets lined with cloth, some shaped into knots, others round and golden. A woman hums softly to herself as she brushes flour from her apron, offering a warm panis quadratus, the signature Roman round loaf, its top scored with careful lines like petals in a flower. Next to the bread stalls are the herb vendors. Bunches of rosemary, thyme, mint, and lovage hang from twine, swaying gently in the morning breeze. Some are bundled into ceramic bowls, others crushed and mixed into salts or powders for cooking. The scent here is green and earthy, sharp but soothing. You pause for a while, letting your fingertips brush lightly over a basket of bay leaves, still cool with morning dew. The vendor nods at you, an older man with a linen tunic, sun-darkened skin, and bright, kind eyes. You don't need to speak. The rhythm of the market is quiet understanding. Beyond the herbs, a small square opens, where fruit vendors are just finishing their morning displays. Figs piled high, their skins glistening with honeyed softness. Pomegranates cracked slightly open to show their ruby seeds. Jars of preserved olives, some green and firm, others black and wrinkled like old leather, floating in golden oil. You hear the soft lapping sound of ladles dipping into clay bowls, scooping out portions for waiting customers. A mother and her small daughter pass by. The girl clutches a fig in both hands, its juice sticky on her chin. She giggles. Somewhere nearby, a wind chime of bronze bells rings gently as a breeze passes. The olive seller is singing to himself in a low voice, half song, half prayer. You pause again, not to buy, but to simply be. To take in the stillness hidden in the details, the slight clink of ceramic, the soft slap of sandals, the faint murmur of Latin words exchanged in greeting. As you continue walking, the sounds of the market begin to hum softly in the distance, never loud, but present, like the gentle rustling of leaves in a garden. You approach a quieter corner where the artisan stalls are slowly coming to life. There's the low rhythmic tap of a hammer shaping bronze, the soft rasp of a sill smoothing the edge of a comb, and the musical clink of pottery being arranged carefully on wooden shelves. One potter is seated cross-legged behind his stall, his hands coated in fine red dust. He shapes a small cup from wet clay, fingers moving in slow spirals, his gaze calm and distant, as if lost in thought. His wares are simple, beautiful: cups, bowls, amphorae, some with painted vines or mythic creatures, others unadorned, their forms elegant in their modesty. A little further down, a blacksmith polishes bronze fibulae, decorative brooches shaped like leaves and lions. He lays each piece out on a cloth one by one, each catching the sunlight in tiny glimmers. You pause once more, watching as another artisan twists thin wire into a delicate pendant. You can almost hear the whisper of the wire slipping through her fingers. Here, the air smells of warm metal, beeswax, and dust. There is no rush, only creation, only patience. You turn a corner and the market opens briefly into a small, shaded courtyard. At its center, a stone fountain gently burbles with clear water, the sound like a distant lullaby. The fountain is old, its marble edges worn smooth by countless hands, and ivy winds lazily up the column at its center. A carved dolphin spurts water from its mouth in a thin, glistening arc. A young man sits nearby, strumming a lyre with soft, uncertain fingers, the notes drifting like feathers in the air. You take a seat beside the fountain, feeling the coolness of the stone beneath you. Your fingers brush the surface of the water. It's cool and pure. A nearby vendor offers you a small ceramic cup of mulsum, a sweet, spiced wine made with honey and herbs. You accept it with a quiet nod, the rim of the cup smooth and familiar. You sip slowly. The flavor is warm, mellow, slightly floral, a blend of sweetness and earthiness that settles gently in your chest. Overhead, a few pigeons flutter on the red-tiled roof, cooing softly as they settle. This moment is still. This moment is yours. Once refreshed, you rise again, walking slowly toward the next lane. Narrower, more colorful. Here, scent fills the air in layers. The perfume of crushed roses and myrrh, the tang of fermented dye vats, the faint sweetness of lavender and spikenard oils. Glass bottles glitter like jewels on wooden racks, some round, others long and tapered. They hold rare fragrances, blended resins, pressed petals, exotic oils from across the empire. A woman in a deep purple stola offers a small scrap of cloth for you to smell. A drop of cinnamon oil and rose, delicate and warm. Beside her, a dyer stirs a large vat of indigo, the color deep and velvety, like twilight. Cloth hangs from a wooden rack, dripping slowly as it dries. The colors are rich: ochre, saffron, madder red. These are not the stalls of the poor, but neither are they haughty. They speak of care, of artistry, of the beauty found in fragrance and hue. You take your time here. You watch the bottles glint, the dye swirl, the wind carry a ribbon of scent past your face. It is like walking through a dream of color and quiet. As the morning deepens, the market becomes gently fuller. Not crowded, not noisy, but touched by the low hum of life. A few chickens cluck softly near a coop in the corner, fluffing their feathers beneath a shaded arch. A goat tied to a pillar chews contentedly on fig leaves, its bell clinking with each turn of its head. From a distance, you can hear the faint shout of a fishmonger by the Tiber, calling out the morning catch with a rhythm practiced and calm. Not far off, a seller of scrolls unfurls a piece of parchment, its ink faintly smudged from dew, the letters flowing like the water of the aqueduct. A traveler with dust on his sandals points toward a stall of bronze cooking pots, and an elderly couple discusses olive prices in hushed tones. But no one moves quickly. Even the chatter here is soft, like murmurs behind a curtain or voices in a dream. You take it all in. The smells, the sounds, the slow shifting of the market's breath. There is something ancient here, and something timeless. A stillness even in motion. The sun has risen higher now, and its light filters softly through the linen awnings, casting moving patterns across the cobbled streets. Shadows shrink. The golden warmth of late morning settles over the forum like a blanket, and the pace of the market begins to ease. Vendors lean against their carts, conversations slow and drift like smoke from a distant brazier. Even the animals seem to grow drowsy. The goat now curled beneath its tethered post, the chickens tucked into quiet corners. You stroll without purpose, letting your body follow wherever the path leads. Each turn of the stone walkway brings another gentle detail. A mother fanning her child with a fig leaf, a young man sketching the arches in charcoal, an old soldier sharpening a knife while humming a lullaby. The sensory world is still full, but softened, like a painting with a gauze veil draped over it. You notice the texture of things now, the worn grooves in a stone column, the fraying edge of a woven basket, the pale green glass of a half-empty oil vial glowing in the sun. A street performer begins to juggle figs, not to entertain, but to pass the time. You smile. Even the forum has its quiet games. You step now into a small shaded alcove where the scribe has set up a low table beneath a colonnade draped with ivy. Scrolls and wax tablets are neatly arranged beside ink pots and sharpened styluses. The scribe is a thin man, his tunic slightly ink-stained, his fingers stained with black and ochre. He doesn't look up as you arrive, only continues to copy from one scroll to another, the soft scraping of reed pen against parchment rhythmic, almost like breath. You watch him work for a while. No one speaks. There is only the sound of ink and silence. You sit on a nearby stone step and let the coolness settle into your bones. Your feet are dusty from the walk, your shoulders warm from the sun, but there is no discomfort, only quiet. In this stillness, you become more aware of the details, the hush of distant wind through hanging cloth, the whisper of sandals passing over stone, the sigh of the city itself, ancient and enduring. You close your eyes for a moment, and everything fades into softness. The market begins to thin, fewer footsteps now. The sharp morning scents have faded into a gentle mix, a lingering trace of oil, crushed herbs, and warm stone. You walk past closed baskets tied with rope and ready for midday rest. The fountain's song remains, soft, patient, unchanged. In the distance, bells ring faintly, perhaps from a temple, perhaps from a passing procession. They chime with no urgency, as if they, too, were half asleep. You follow a curved lane that leads out from the heart of the forum, past a mosaic of dolphins on the wall and a crumbling statue with ivy wrapped around its feet. You slow, then stop. Here, beneath a vine-covered portico, you sit down on a stone bench and lean back. Your body feels heavy but comforted, as if the city itself were holding you. There's a warmth on your face and a hush in your ears. Your thoughts begin to drift, to the sound of bronze bells, to the taste of fig and honey, to the scent of rosemary, and to the soft, endless rustle of linen in the breeze. You are still, you are safe, and you are beginning to let go. The market is behind you now, but it lingers in your mind, in the warm echo of footsteps on stone, in the slow breath of the city, in the scent of olives and baked bread that seem to stay with you even now. You feel your breathing slowing, your body easing further into rest. There is no more walking to do, no more stalls to visit, only this stillness. You are wrapped in the memory of marble and clay, of bronze and basil, of soft voices in a language spoken long ago. The story of this place will wait for you. It will always be here, gentle, patient, ancient. As you close your eyes, imagine the golden light of the Roman morning melting into dream, and let yourself drift deeper, quieter, home.